Let's talk about what happens when businesses or corporations get so big that they don't have to care about their customers anymore. And I've got 3 personal examples that happened to me not so long ago. As some of you know, I've been making videos about events that have happened over the last couple of years. With all the research I've been doing and the stuff I've been learning, it can really get you down if you focus on it too much. But I'm a creative person and I still like to make videos, so I decided to rechannel my energy temporarily over to making TikTok videos. These were just little silly music videos. I would take a video of somebody talking and then chop it up and set it to music, kind of like a rap, and post that up on TikTok. Not a whole lot of engagement, but it was still something fun to do. So anyway, I did that for about a month, and then one day I went to log into the account and I get this message pop up that says my account has been banned. And I'd had no warnings, no videos taken down, no nothing, just you're banned, and that's the end of it. And they also didn't have anything saying like, if you think this is an error, contact us here. Nothing, just you're banned, and that's that. I mean, personally, I'll be fine. I'm not going to cry because my TikTok account got banned. But for some of the younger users who are teens and tweens, they're not able to connect with people in the normal way because of all the stuff that's going on, so their life is kind of online. So if they spent months or even years building up a following and then one day they log into their account and for no reason it's banned, that could really mess with somebody. Some kids could even lose interest in life after something like that. And these platforms claim to care about the mental health and well-being of the community, which I don't think TikTok has ever expressly said that, but YouTube and Facebook and all those others, they claim to care about the user's mental health. But they will ban you in a heartbeat with no recourse and think nothing of it. They don't have to care about any one user. As long as the majority of people still use the service, they don't care what happens to a few hundred or a few thousand people. There's no phone number you can call. There's not even an email address you can message. It's all very impersonal. You're just a number. And if we decide for whatever reason that we don't want you on the platform, we'll ban you and we don't owe you any explanation. And all of these companies had a point in their history where they couldn't be like that. They had to care about what the users wanted, and they couldn't just ban people left and right because they needed people to use the platform. But now they're so big they don't care. There's no phone number to call and no email to message. Something similar happened to me on Amazon too. I got banned from being able to rate products. This was several years ago, but to this day I have absolutely no idea why. I wasn't spamming or harassing or anything that would be obvious, and they sent me this standard message, oh, you violated some guideline, but they didn't tell me what guideline it was. And I think at least at the time there was an email you could message about this, but I never heard anything back from it. It's not that big a deal for me to be able to rate products on Amazon, so I just didn't even worry with it. My next example is Microsoft, and this time I actually paid them for a service. I subscribed to a service for them to back up the files on my computer. I had been using Carbonite for years, but every year they would jack up their price a little bit more, and this particular year it was just a little bit too much of a jacking. So I decided to look for a different service. Microsoft had a service that was a lot cheaper, so I decided to switch to them. Now, knowing what I know about Microsoft now, I would have never switched, but I did switch. I really was looking for a service where I could choose which files I wanted to save and just leave the rest alone, but the service that Microsoft was offering is that they back up your whole hard drive. Well, I didn't want that, so I started deleting the files off of what I thought was the Microsoft account, but when I did that, it was actually deleting the files off of my computer. When I figured out what was going on, I tried to restore the files, but the computer kept putting those files back in the trash. So I was like, well, I need help with this before these files get deleted for good. So I found a phone number for Microsoft and I called it, but they told me if you need tech support, you need to email this email address because this phone number is for people who are still trying to make purchasing decisions. So I emailed the email address and got this standard reply saying that we'll get back to you in 24 to 48 hours. This was not a free service. I am paying these people and they're going to get back to me by email within 24 to 48 hours. That's how big they've gotten. Even when you're paying them, they can't even give you a phone number to call if you got a problem. I'm sure there's a phone number for their big clients, but for Joe Schmo, they don't give a damn. When I finally did get a response, it was one of those, oh, well, have you tried restarting your computer type of answers. Luckily, I had figured things out by then, but if I hadn't, I would have been screwed. Anyway, my last example is US Cellular. Nowadays, every business wants you to download their app, And when you use their website, they want your phone number so they can send you a code on your phone to verify it's you and all that crap. But all the stuff that's been going on in the last 2 years and the way these corporations are infringing more and more on our privacy, I'm just like, I'm not giving my number out to all these corporations. But then you can't use the website. So I decided to go get another cheap little phone that I could use for stuff like that. So I went to Walmart and got this cheap ass $10 US cellular phone. I also bought a phone card to go with it. I got home and I called the phone number to activate the phone and add the minutes onto the phone. I gave the person on the phone all the identifying numbers for the phone that they asked for. And then they asked me if I had a phone card, and I said yes. So they said scratch the back off of it and give me that number. After I scratched the back off the phone card and gave them the number, they told me at that point that they couldn't activate the phone because Walmart has this anti-theft system, and my phone was showing that it still hadn't been checked out of their inventory, so it's like coming up as stolen. And again, this is a cheap-ass $10 phone. The woman on the phone told me there was nothing they could do and that I had to take the phone back to Walmart and have them scan it out of their inventory. I was not happy about that, but there was no point in yelling at the person on the phone because they're just in a call center and there's really nothing they can do. So I had to go back to Walmart, and I told the Walmart employees what the person on the phone had said, and they said, we don't know what you're talking about scanning it again, because if we hadn't scanned it the first time, you wouldn't have been able to walk out the store with it because the alarm would have gone off. So there was nothing Walmart could do but take the phone back and sell me another one. So I got another phone and I called back to reactivate it, and the same thing happened. They said it was still in Walmart inventory, they couldn't activate it, and there was nothing they could do. So I was like, you know what, I'm done. You have wasted enough of my time, so I'll just take this phone back and go with a different company. So I told them to refund me the money for the phone card I bought because I knew Walmart wasn't going to take it back because the back was scratched off. US Cellular told me no. Once you scratch the back off of a phone card, you can't return it. You can't get your money back for it. That makes zero sense. It's their phone card. If they're concerned that they're gonna give me my money back and I'm gonna use the card anyway, they can cancel the card. Like, really, what is the reason they couldn't give me my money back? Let alone the fact that I was returning it because their product didn't work twice. This company has no qualms about asking me to return to a store 2 times for a cheap-ass $10 phone that didn't work, but why would you make your customer run back and forth to a store like that for something that's not their fault? They should have said, okay, we will mail you a phone that we know will work, and we'll apply your phone card to that phone. But no, none of that, no real customer service. You just keep going back and forth to Walmart, and then when you get tired of that, we'll still keep your money for the phone card. When a company gets so big that even when you're paying them, they don't care about you, they are too big. The stuff that's been going on for the last 2 years has really opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. And one of those things is the importance of using small local businesses. Businesses that'll actually have to look you in the face if they want to screw you over. Businesses that have phone numbers on their websites, and if they don't have phone numbers, they at least have an email address that they answered in a timely manner. Businesses that care about losing customers. So anyway, that's how I'm going to do business moving forward as much as possible. That being said, I'm starting to see the same disturbing trend when it comes to our government. The governments of many Western countries do not care about offending voters anymore. And that has become abundantly clear in the last 2 years. They are hell-bent on doing what they want to do, and they don't care if the voters don't like it. The fact that it even came out of anybody's mouth that they were thinking about paying $450,000 to illegal immigrants when a lot of Americans and business owners could use money right now. That's like if somebody borrowed money from you and then they claim they don't have the money to pay you back, but then you see them with new clothes on and you see them out partying and whatnot. But anyway, the government doesn't care about individuals. This whole idea of forcing everybody to take a certain medication, whether it be beneficial to them or not, because we live in a society and if something helps the majority of people, it doesn't matter if it hurts you, the individual. That's why decisions need to be made locally as close to the individual as possible. When decisions are made at the family level, people are a lot less likely to get sacrificed. Like, okay, if most of the family wants to eat at Taco Bell and one person wants to eat at McDonald's, okay, we'll eat at Taco Bell. But, that person isn't going to die. However, if we wanted to have a dish with peanuts in it, and even though most of the family isn't allergic to peanuts, if one person is, then we're not going to have that dish because we're not going to sacrifice that one person. But the government will do that. They'll give everybody peanuts knowing that some people will die. And that's not okay, at least not with me. What if you're the one that gets sacrificed? I know you're hoping it'll happen to somebody else, but what if you're the one? But anyway, we need to push back against these big corporations, and we need to try to keep government as local as possible. When things get too big, they stop caring about individuals. So that's my rant, and yeah.